gate rank was 80, all India rank was 80. So on campus I was placed in Samsung first. But yeah, as you know, like we already, like from college you can only get one placement. After that you apply to lot of companies, and then like you only get replies from like three or four of them. In DC, like the curriculum is very fixed, like and there are not much assignments there. But I feel like in IIT we are given a lot of practical assignments end to end, which we have to implement.
Welcome back everyone. Today we have Ajay with us, who is currently working as a software developer at Microsoft. तो आज हम अजय से ही बात करेंगे कि क्या चाहिए होता है, क्या सीखना होता है टू बी एट माइक्रोसॉफ्ट, एंड ऑल्सो वी वुड लर्न फ्रॉम अजय कि व्हाट आर दोज थिंग्स, दोज स्किल्स जो आप लोग सीख सकते हैं, बिकॉज वी नो अ लॉट ऑफ यू आर ट्राइंग टू बी एट सिमिलर कंपनीज और एट माइक्रोसॉफ्ट itself.
So hello everyone. So as Atul already mentioned, I am currently working at Microsoft. So I have been spent 2 years at Microsoft, and I am working currently as a software developer here. To start my journey, before Microsoft, I was doing my masters from IIT Bombay. So I spent 2 years there.
You have done engineering from DC,
right?
और आपने अपनी engineering mechanical में करी है.
Right.
Then आपने एक साल job करा as a consultant.
Right.
But you कहीं ना कहीं there was something in you जो चाहता था कि मैं coding में आऊँ.
Right.
उसके लिए you went to IIT Bombay through GATE exam.
Right.
क्या rank थी GATE में?
So my GATE rank was 80. All India rank was 80.
तो अब 4 साल आपने नॉन कंप्यूटर साइंस एजुकेशन ली है, 1 साल जॉब भी नॉन कंप्यूटर साइंस की. तो जब आप घुसे IIT बॉम्बे में और कंप्यूटर साइंस आया एज अ सिलेबस, तो क्या डिफरेंस आपने फील किया उसमें?
Yeah, that's a very good question. So initially the first semester was a bit difficult for me, because you have to compete with your peers, because there is relative grading in IITs. So, but yeah, I'm new to computer science, so everything was so new. Basically, I have prepared for GATE, so I have some idea, but I'm not that strong at coding at that time.
Correct.
Right. So yeah, first semester was putting a lot of hard efforts. I have to go through a lot of, I personally love to read from books, so I have basically started reading, learning more about, but those are mostly around concepts, learning the basic concepts like operating systems, computer architecture, and I really enjoyed that thing.
तो इसमें अभी आपने used a very good term जो मैंने भी काफ़ी जगह सुना है और काफ़ी लोग इसके बारे में बात करते हैं. आपने बोला कि पीयर टू पीयर लर्निंग ने आपको काफ़ी हेल्प करा. इट हेल्प यू टू लर्न थिंग्स जो आपको नहीं आती थी. थोड़ा इस पे एम्फेसिस करोगे कि क्या होता है पीयर टू पीयर लर्निंग और कैसे हेल्प करता है?
So I think everybody, peer to peer learning is learning from other people. There are two things to it. When other people are performing well, it gives you motivate. I have to perform at their per, because your peers are performing well, so it gives you motivation. Also, everyone is good at something. Correct. Right. So if I have 5 friends or peers, I would say. So you will learn everything. If you are emphasis on your learning, if you are focused, I have to learn from each of them. So I think if you are interacting with 5 people, then you can learn many different things, because everyone is good at something.
Definitely.
So I think interaction, because alone learning is good, but you get bored sometimes. It's with me, I get bored sometimes. But when you interact with people, a lot of discussion happens, a lot of new things come, and you will learn something new, and that will basically stay longer with you as compared to when you're doing the learning alone.
Correct.
Because I think discussion helps us to trigger our mind to a right direction.
Absolutely. Very beautiful.
और वो thinking होती है ना, it strike that thinking कि एक conversation जैसे I put some input, other gives some input, so our discussion all going around. So I think it ignites a good conversation, good learning overall. और थोड़ा मेरे साथ तो है कि जो मैं डिस्कशन से थ्रू करता हूँ ना, वो मेरे साथ स्टे लॉन्गर रहता है. तो मैंने हमेशा ग्रुप, मेरे फ्रेंड्स हैं, जैसे अब मैं गेट की प्रिपरेशन बताऊँ तो आई हैव माय फ्रेंड विद मी, जो हम ही इज आल्सो फ्रॉम मैकेनिकल, बट ही इज फ्रॉम IIT दिल्ली मैकेनिकल, मैं DC से था. तो वी आर गुड फ्रेंड्स. सो हम दोनों ने वी प्रिपेयर टुगेदर. सो वी गेट वी हैव स्टडीड 6 months for GATE, but together. So and we are new to computer science, but we have that peer to peer learning. We discuss a lot of things together. We decided आज ये सब्जेक्ट पढ़ना है, फिर इसको हम रात में साथ में डिस्कस करेंगे डाउट्स. तो आई थिंक 6 months में that helped me to get that much good grasp on computer science and crack the GATE.
Projects हैं तो बहुत integral part for any student's journey,
right,
in coding industry, right? But कभी-कभी क्या होता है, what students try and do is कि वो कहते हैं कि मुझे बहुत सारे projects बनाने हैं, तो वो YouTube से टॉप प्रोजेक्ट गूगल से ढूंढ के एंड उनके क्लोन्स बना देते हैं, या फिर थ्योरेटिकली लिख लेते हैं ये मैंने करा. तो what would you suggest कि practical क्यों करना चाहिए and is it better and if yes तो वो क्यों better है than जो दूसरा version होता है?
I think cloning is right if you're learning, but I think you should be doing something from scratch on your own once. Because like see, computer science, like if you clone someone projects, I know like you can like see the structure. There is already built structure there, right? Okay, that is good if you are like at very initial state, but I think yeah, you can definitely see the clone repo, learn from it, but I think at some point you should be doing your own project from very scratch, because that helps you to end-to-end learning, like how to think of a design and then implement it. Correct. So yeah, like it's good like to explore top videos on YouTube and to learn about them, but I think yeah, after learning, because I think theoretical knowledge is like there's two things. Yeah, obviously you need to gain theoretical knowledge, but at some point I think practical knowledge stays with you longer, which helps you in industry when you are implementing it. And also like it will give you motivation when you see something running, like from theory something comes to practical and you see it's running. It gives you more motivation to learn theory. Otherwise theory will keep you bored.
Key, we have made projects. Then how important these projects come जब आप job के लिए जाते हो?
Definitely. So I think there are two types of job. Firstly, like only like you are applying, like you are interested in established company like Microsoft, Google, and Adobe, and other is like you are looking for some startups. Correct. And like mid-sized companies. So I think what my experience is, if you are applying to these big tech companies, most important thing what I feel like from all the interviews I given is DSA. Like they ask you data structure and algorithms to a very depth level. Yeah, obviously there is good if you have a good project, you get more chances, because there is some discussions also on the projects, because they help, like they justify like how to do a project from end to end.
Right.
But most like if you're fresher, like more focus should be on DSA for these companies. But if I talk about startups, because they need the people who can just join and do the work. Start the work.
Right.
So they focus more on the project, like what kind of projects people have worked on. Is it aligned with their things? But they suppose some company want to do a front end, and they're using React. So they literally want someone like who have worked previously with the React, made some good projects. So it really depends like what kind of companies you are targeting, I would say. Like now, like everyone knows like this is a year of AI.
Correct.
So like code chart, like these tools can do, but as you mentioned, like the approaches, like what is your analytical thinking, how you want to do it, because you need to tell that your approach, like how you want to solve that problem.
मतलब मुझे चैट जीपीटी से कोड चाहिए भी तो मुझे बताना पड़ेगा कैसा कोड चाहिए, तो वो तो मुझे पता होना चाहिए. Right.
You need to know like what you want from it, a person, like so same things happen with AI, like you need to know like what I need to do. So that analytical thinking.
अच्छा, अब probably it might sound naive, but मेरे को ये समझना है कि what is the difference एक IIT के बच्चे में, या आप IIT जाके जब पढ़ते हो, versus एक normal college या I wouldn't say normal, a non-IIT college अगर कोई है तो क्या syllabus change हो जाता है, या why is that कि IIT से अगर कोई बच्चा होता है तो they come out better, ऐसा perception जो है, तो ऐसा क्या reasons you feel?
मतलब I don't think like there is much difference between the students. I just think it's the environment you grow in. Because I feel like again, like when like people around you are doing good, it motivates you to do good, and there are a lot of things you learn from your people around you. So I just feel a difference between like all obviously like syllabus is same, like everybody is learning operating system, and they are like good books like which everyone's follow. Yeah. So I think there are major difference I would say is of environment, like the environment you grew up in, like the time you spend with your peers, the things you learn from them. And secondly, I would say like in normal, like I don't know, like because like in DC, like the curriculum is very fixed, like and there are not much assignments there. But I feel like in IITs we are given a lot of practical assignments end to end, which we have to implement. So that is another thing I think is very important, because again, when like again that coming to same point, if you implement things on your own, it gives you confidence and like motivates you to learn more.
So basically it again comes down to कि everything is same. It's just that the approach towards the learning is a little different, and it is more practical, doing based. You need to do it, implement it, then see क्या दिक्कत आ रही है, उससे फिर better करते हैं, rather than कि मैं पहले mug up कर लूँ, सारा पढ़ लूँ, फिर कुछ करने जाऊँगा यार. Right. So since you are from IIT Bombay, so I just wanted to talk to you about a certain program which I believe is very similar to what you have been talking about. But उससे पहले I wanted to know कि वहाँ पे clubs of IITs, especially IIT Bombay, are very famous, the coding clubs. So have you been a part of such clubs? Yeah, and if you know about it, तो थोड़ा उनके बारे में बताओ.
Yeah, so there are a lot of coding clubs like in IITs. So like I never been a part of it, like to be honest. But a lot of people do their own clubs. So yeah, like the clubs are basically to, again, like the people met and like discuss coding problems together. So it helps, like it's again like a network of people who want to learn coding together. So like there are seniors, they are guided by our seniors who run that club, and they basically teaches their juniors like for different scenarios. Because and like most of the people I think mostly join it in their third year to when their placement, so they seek a guidance for learning DSA and coding. So again, that's come like there is an environment you grew up, there are people who know, who have experience, look up to.
Correct. So on the very similar basis, we have recently launched a program called Techvacity. Okay. So I would explain it to you in very short. कि Techvacity में हम क्या कर रहे हैं? It is a 2-year program जहाँ पे semester wise will help the student learn things which are relevant in the current scenario. Because what we realized of late was the curriculum in the colleges was very might not say outdated, but was not up to the mark. कि अब कोडर्स आर सपोज टू लर्न AI आ रहा है, वो उनके करिकुलम में है ही नहीं, उन्हें कहीं बाहर से जाके पढ़ना पड़ता है. तो वी थॉट कि व्हाई नॉट वी इन्फ्यूज दोस टॉपिक्स जो अब कंपनीज मांग रही हैं और उनको पढ़ाया जाए.
I think to be honest, like I think it's a good approach. Firstly, because now coming to the point, like the people who are not getting exposure to the good network or good learning experience, so they get exposure to the people from whom they can interact, motivate, and learn. Correct. So that covers that point. And also like second point I like is personal mentorship. Because sometimes even we feel like, because when we enter into college, we doesn't know like it happens, what we need to do.
Correct.
And then like even like as a software development now, there are like a lot of roles, like you want to go as a data scientist, you want to go as a software developer, or maybe like you want to go into some other things which interest you. So I think as a data analyst, there are so many roles, like even after. And like it's very difficult at that age, like when we are in college, to decide. And like yeah, obviously we can discover it later by ourselves, but through trial and error. But if there is someone like who can guide us, like what path would be good, and like then we can discuss with him or her, so we can discover that thing earlier, which will help us like to basically save our time and fast track our career to a better path earlier. It's like just like as you mentioned, like everyone has a different set of problems. So yeah, you obviously like you can watch basically videos, obviously YouTube videos. Again, like that will be a time consuming. Like you have to search through lot of data because there is no structure to that format.
Correct.
So but as a mentor, like if someone is there for you like for 2 years, because like then he's interacting you, I think, I don't know like what is the frequency of interaction like this program offers, but if there is someone who interacts you regularly like bi-weekly, then it also keeps a check on you, like I need to do this work. So like then he will ask me about like what I'm doing right now. So that also like motivates me to do the things, and I have someone like, so I think like that thing is important.
Okay, बहुत important चीज पे आते हैं जो मुझे लगता है काफी लोग सुनना भी चाह रहे हैं हमारी ऑडियंस में. You are currently working at Microsoft, but क्या ये only offer letter था आपके पास या और भी offer letters आए थे?
No, like I have like a lot of offers.
And also ये भी बताना कि ये आपका on campus placement है कि off campus placement है?
So yeah, obviously like this is my off campus one.
This is your off campus placement.
So on campus I was placed in Samsung first, but yeah, as you know, like we already like from college you can only get one placement. After that you have to apply on your own.
Correct.
So I applied a lot of, because like this placement happened in December and you have 6 months, so I kept applying to more companies. Correct. So
तो इसमें ये मैं आपसे इसलिए I want you to tell them कि usually students का ना ये भी concern रहता है कि सर मेरे कॉलेज में तो कंपनी नहीं आती. तो is it that कि अगर कंपनी कॉलेज में नहीं आ रही बट आप ऑफ कैंपस तो यू कैन गो एंड अप्लाई एंड गेट गुड कंपनी
Nice.
ऑफ कैंपस तो आई बिलीव द प्लेइंग ग्राउंड इज सेम फॉर एवरीबॉडी
Right. I think what happens now in off campus, like in on campus, like there's less hard work required, like because companies coming to you. Because even I have applied to lot of companies and then like you only get replies from like three or four of them, but most of people I think got tired, like they said nobody, like it is useless, like nobody is calling us. But I think but this is like somewhat hard, like you need to apply a lot of companies, but you need to be persistent, like there are different approaches I use, like I reach out to my network again, like DC network to people who are like working in some good companies to refer me. Then I write cold messages on emails to the recruiters. Like
I guess guys you must note these tips jo he's telling you, it works.
And for a startup, I think like a startup are always looking for the people, so and here like what you can do, like what I used to do is I directly search the, like just type in the Google startup name and email address, you will get some good email addresses. Just write a good email, structured email, like I'm just like research about that startup, what they are doing, and tell them like if you're really interested, I'm interested, like what you are doing, I want to collaborate with you and like want to do part of your organization. Send them a CV and tell them about your strengths and like write them like in a structure where you can use ChatGPT if you want.
Up to now you have ChatGPT.
And I think one thing is that it will have a low conversion rate, like you will write 10 mails, maybe you not get any reply. Correct. But you need to be persistent, I would say, like.
But then I guess we just need to be lucky once.
Like you not only one job. Once you enter the industry, I think then it becomes easy for you to switch. But entering, I think, is a difficult part.
So guys, अभी यहाँ पे I would like to emphasize on one very important part. Ajay is from IIT himself, right? But still he had to go through ये सारा hardship, cold emailing, LinkedIn approach, connection से बात करा, and he has approached and mailed to a lot of people, and then he cracked Amazon, Samsung, Microsoft and Adobe, right? तो कई बार क्या होता है, हमें लगता है कि मेरे में कोई दिक्कत है तो मुझे रिप्लाईज नहीं आ रहे. दिस इज द एग्जैक्ट सेम प्रोसेस फॉर एवरीबडी. यू जस्ट नीड टू बिलीव इन दिस प्रोसेस एंड गेट थ्रू इट. सो अजय, आपका जब सैमसंग में हुआ था योर फर्स्ट ऑफर फ्रॉम द कैंपस, क्या सैलरी थी इफ यू कैन टेल?
So it was around like 24 lakhs they are offering. So yeah, it was divided into two parts, like base or bonus. So 18-19 around is a base, and then rest is a bonus which you get at end. So I think at that time most of the companies, I think Adobe similar, almost like 20 to 23. So I think there are like similar offers which they offer to us as a when you start.
Then कैसे डिसाइड किया कि कोडिंग निंजा से लेना है? किसी ने सजेस्ट किया, खुद ढूंढा?
Yeah, I think my friends is like they are doing that course, like I think they are mid of that course. So my friend suggested me like she is doing that course, we can also take that course, because like one day we are discussing like ऐसा करते like we need some structure, so we are trying to build that structure ourselves first.
खुद से बना रहे थे.
हाँ, कि like which topic we should cover.
मतलब स्ट्रक्चर तो हमें चाहिए ही था, हमने सोचा पहले खुद से बना लेते हैं, then we realized कि there is an option for
there is option, and then it was not that costly also, like it was like I think around 9-10,000 I get to know, and like ठीक है, like if like to be honest I was not familiar with coding at that time. I heard about it first time, but I think ठीक है, मतलब like इतना ही तो है, मतलब एक बार ट्राई कर लेते हैं, like because if it gives some structure and some deadline and we are able to crack some good companies, then definitely it's a worth.
Absolutely.
So then we decided and we take it at like in a one go at a night, and then that how.
Ajay, if you know, I would like to also know कि जिस friend के through आपको पता चला कि her friend was doing coding ninja का course, वो क्या कर रही है आजकल? I hope she is doing great in her life.
हाँ, like he is also a software developer.
अच्छा.
So he is working in Clever Tab.
So great. I would love to connect with him also someday.
Definitely.
So I think we are coming towards the end of this conversation. तो मैं ये बस आपसे ये चाहूँगा कि what is that advice you would like to give those students who are currently at that position जहाँ पे आप थे अपने final year में? आपको पता है कितना nervousness, क्या anxiousness रहती है, क्या क्या thoughts चल रहे होते हैं, तो what would you tell them कि कैसे इससे overcome करना और कैसे you get to the place you are aspiring to be?
Yeah, so yeah, definitely. So I think the most important thing is like obviously you got a lot of rejections which demotivates you. but yeah, like even I got rejected sometimes during like my off campus. So yeah, that demotivates कि यार नहीं हो रहा है, अब छोड़ देते हैं.
आता नहीं है क्या?
हाँ, और कॉल्स भी नहीं आते, वो भी थोड़ा डिमोटिवेट होता है. बट आई थिंक वन थिंग इज लाइक you should keep learning. Like I always keep practicing DSA, and things are getting better always. Like when I appear for my next interview, I was learning more and more. So one thing I will say is persistent. Be persistent what you are doing, and be structured in your things. Don't be random. Like आज ये कर लिया, कल वो कर लिया. Like I think most of the important thing for if you are a fresher and you are applying for a companies, I think in my time what I feel from my experience is most important thing is DSA.
Yes.
If you are good at DSA and in one coding language, don't run like I think people's nowadays like trying to learn Python, C++, सब कुछ सीखना है. Like I think you should be learning just one coding language and learning the concepts of DSA, like how to apply, because the thing is the solution doesn't come with a language. That is the implementation part, but solution you have to think yourself like how this problem can be solved. And that implementation part, I think you can do in any language.
Correct.
Right. Obviously, like I think if you know one language, learning another language is not a difficult task, because as before coming to Microsoft, I just know C++. But on the job, I have learned a lot of language, TypeScript, C#. Yeah, and that's not take much time to me.